Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Rafii. You can call me Rafii. My NPM is 18040084. So today I take a recorder to explain about my PowerPoint of a midterm cross-cultural understanding. So let's begin. The question number one is, in your opinion, why learning culture isn't important? Then state your argument by giving example. Okay. So, learning culture is important because culture is the overall attitude and patterns of behavior and knowledge, whereas a habit that inherited and owned by a member of a particular society. It means that by studying culture, you will become a person who respects and accepts differences. You will understand that every region or tribe and even country has a different culture. So why is it happening? Because in Indonesian, especially in the world, it have a many culture than unique because it have a complicated knowledge, habit and behavior too. So from there you will become a person who is more open to differences. Then the example is when you take it will be differences with another family. Why it will be possible to happen it? Because it weighs different behavior or knowledge they get. Then the example of the second example is when you take some conversation with the others, you will find more differences about pronunciation than logat or age. It is possible because it have uh, differences about a habit, behavior, or knowledge too. Okay. Then second number two is, why do you think intercultural communication happen? Then explain the challenge of it. Okay. So it will happen it because we have more cultural in Indonesian and in the world too. The challenge to so hard is part of understanding of what they say. An English language example. The logat so different make harder to communication for the others. Okay. So it's meant by cultural differences are one of the inhibiting factors in intercultural communication. Okay, because these communicational barriers are also often referred to as barriers to intercultural communication. This can be regarded as an obstacle in the communication process that occurs because of cultural differences between the sender of the message or the communicator and the recipient of the message, the communicant. So, various factors intercultural communication phenomenon is the barriers to intercultural communication that do occur include physical, cultural, perception, motivation, experience, emotion, language, nonverbal, and competition. So the the various communication barriers that occur are also required to be able to overcome and improve access communication so as to create more effective communication. There are several ways that it can be done. So friends here ways to overcome communication barriers. First is maintaining to determine, then to understand the difficulties of intercultural communication, then a using communication approach that is a center of execution of the message, is accessing technology wisely and responsibly, then create a process message effectively and efficiently. Okay. Okay. And the question number three, or a final question is, how do you examine the plurality function in English and other languages? State your argument by giving example. Okay. First is respect every individual regardless of background. Then be open to differences. This can be interpreted if each individual should be open or accept the differences that exist and not close themselves. Then don't force for what you want. This means that the individual does not force others to pursue or do something they may conflict with persons. Okay? The example is when you take a conversation with the others, please respect it. Respect the others and keep listening what they say. I think that's enough for explain about a midterm of cross-cultural understanding. I hope you understand. See you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.